Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins,
I'm Paul Hankins.
and you're on the air with Power Squared. This is our 260th show, which is a lot. It's like 5 years worth of stuff. And who else would we want to have on the show to share it with but Lucas Scheffel live from Australia?
Hey guys, how you
This,
going?
this is your
Congrats on the show
oh thanks.
being milestone. Yeah.
Yeah, this is your eighth time to be on the show.
It's 8. Well, I'm
Yeah,
wearing my 5-time
yeah.
t-shirt. I thought I was going to get an 8-time t-shirt, but
Well, we're
maybe
thinking
10.
about a ten
Okay,
time, but
okay.
we'll have to get
That's
there
not
first.
far off.
Yeah, I know.
That's not far
Not
off.
too far off. We had you on like 11
Yeah,
shows ago, so this is
yeah.
yeah.
It felt very recent. Yeah,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think you were. That was the gorilla show.
that's right. Yeah, I wore the gorilla suit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I remember that. Yeah, it's very hot, very hot, very hot.
Well, I
Sweaty.
appreciated the dedication to
Yeah,
the
we
day.
did.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
I,
to the
I
base.
didn't realize how dedicated it was until I took the gorilla mask off at the end when I was talking to it. I was just dripping with water. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel it through the show. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Um, so we're having you on the show, partly to talk about some Power Squared issues, but we also want to talk to you about what's going on with you. You recently
Cool.
done some, I'll say cons,
Yeah.
uh,
Yep.
fairly
Yeah.
regularly. How
Yeah.
how do those go?
They were interesting because so in Australia we're not. I don't think we're on the capacity of what you guys are in the States when it comes to comic conventions. But I made a point this year to do a bunch of regional comic conventions that were based in regional Queensland here in Australia, and they're all in small country towns, either connected to a high school or a showground of some sort, like a centre, a convention centre. And I think I did 4 or 5 of them, and they were fun. They were a lot of fun. I got to understand what my demographic is of people. That it's funny. I took my partner Julie and my son Phoenix with me, and I said every convention we're at, I said there's going to be one person that's going to rock up to our table and just buy all of our books, not say a word, and just disappear. And there was, and I knew those sort of people. They rock up and they go, "Yep, oh, one of them." They didn't want to know what the books were about or anything. They just
Wow.
buy it and off
I
they
hope
go.
there's something like that for us.
Yeah, but I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. But yeah, it's funny. But then outside of that, it's very interesting going to these conventions here in Australia. There's every convention you go to, it's kind of like my wife was saying. It's kind of like you're a circus. Like you meet up with the same people at same
Right.
authors, same people that are at these things. And the big thing that I noticed, I was surrounded by at some conventions in the author alley. I was just surrounded by women who were writing romantic novels,
Mhm.
and that would have been romantic novels, whether just small country town romantic novels, or something that was sci-fi based, but still had the romance, and it was set in Middle Earth, and the person was a detective or something like that. So there's a lot of that happening, and like these women were selling books just like nothing. They were just boom, 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 boom. And then on the other side of that, there's a thing called fan art. I'm guessing guys know about that in the States, where
Yeah.
a lot of young kids, they're just drawing stuff that they like, whether it's Deadpool, Wolverine, or Chucky, the ghost face from Scream or whatever, and they're just selling like so much merch and prints. It's not funny. But yeah, it's sort of eye-opening for me in that sense. When it comes to be a comic book creator, there was one convention I went to, and I was the only comic book creator in this author alley. Everyone else was like novelists, and the rest were just like fan art, artists and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
So, how big are these conventions?
So the last one I went to, I think from what I understood, they had about 6,000 people roll in and out through the door.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
good.
probably the biggest one I went to. I think outside of that, maybe 1,000, 2,000 people was probably the lowest yet. So, but yeah, there are other things at these conventions. There's like, I think one of them had like a club performing roller derby, like Whip It, like the Drew Barrymore movie. They had that. They have like cosplay competitions. They have special guests that come in that you guys probably never heard of. That so-called celebrities here in Australia. That sort of thing. Just guest panel talks as you do over there. But yeah, so that was sort of like the range of things that were happening, and how many people sort of roll in and out of this thing. But
'Cause-
selling books wise, it's it's not many, but
I made sure to have at least 5 copies of every book because I figured that's about as much as I'm going to sell. If it's 3 days, if there's 3 days of people come up and want to buy everything, that'd be great. This is not going to be a money making endeavor.
No,
for sure.
gosh no. It's funny. It's funny though. For me, it was a very good way of just trying to pitch things to people and
did you get
practice on that. And
did you get people to sign up for your newsletter or anything?
Not really. No,
see, that's
like
kind
a couple here and there.
I'm hoping we get more than what we have signed up. But that all happened. A lot of it was the first time we had a signing. A bunch of people signed up, and we haven't really gotten much since.
Yeah, from that. Yeah.
So we're going from a really small con, the San Fernando Valley Comic Convention, which was pretty small.
Yeah.
To LA Comic Con, which is fairly big. It's not as big as WonderCon or Comic Con, but it's bigger than we've ever done.
Yeah. Okay.
We did 2 signings and then suddenly this.
We heard that was a good convention over here to get your feet wet.
Yeah, so we're hoping. Right. Did you have anything that you gave away for free if people came to the table?
So another thing, so from every convention I went to, I kind of collected data, and I looked at what happened in the first one, did a reflection, and just followed it through and said what worked, what sold, what didn't. And it was funny. I ended up selling stickers at the start. Like had all these gorilla stickers and Ned Kelly and Angry Fred stickers, and probably the last 2 conventions I did, I ended up just giving them away for free, and it was just to kids or people coming by. Say, hey, you take a sticker for free, and then hopefully, in some instances, what happened with that, when I gave a free sticker away, people, oh, thanks, and then started talking about the book and started engaging, and tried to make a sale.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
Were you standing the whole time, or?
Yes. Yeah. I made a point of standing. Everyone in the alley, the Orth Alley, Creator Alley, was always standing. So I made a big point of doing that. But my son Phoenix, he's got his Pepperoni Man book he did really well. Like everyone that came up bought a copy. I think in one convention, he sold 20 books in one convention. He sold better than me.
We should have him on the show to ask him how he did it.
No, you should. But every convention he went to, I think the last one he went to, he sold 5, and before that I think it was 10. Like it was just
How much is he selling his books for?
He's selling for $10 a pop. Yeah,
wow.
So he's doing all right.
Yeah, jeez. Wow, we're gonna sell ours for 5.
Yeah, well, it's interesting.
Yours Australian dollars, right? I don't know.
That's Australian dollars, so it works out the same as American. But it's funny with Phoenix. He at the last convention, across from us they had a room set up where you could play video games, and so he sold 5 books, and then he decided to just go over there in air conditioning and play Super Smash Bros. Melee, the old school retro, video game with a bunch of other kids. Just did that for most, well, not all the day, but had fun and met some kids to play with. So it was fun for him.
Yeah, we have. I guess what is Pepperoni Man about?
It's interesting. Pepperoni Man. It's not about pepperoni. It's really interesting. So it's about a toothbrush named Pepperoni Man, who is a superhero, and he's going about his daily business. And one day, this evil blueberry guy comes along and decides to defeat him because the blueberry guy is trying to defeat Pepperoni Man because of something that happened in the past that affected Blueberry guy's ancestry. So Blueberry guy comes in and he builds a red evil toothbrush, and the red evil toothbrush creates a giant red and green blob, right? That goes to try and, as it do, goes to try and defeat Pepperoni Man. But Pepperoni Man is just so skillful and misses just gets out in the way in time of explosions and stuff, and doesn't die or anything. But so Blueberry guy gets really angry about that, so he decides to create a mecha robot thing that Blueberry guy sits in, and he goes and tries to defeat Pepperoni Man, but that doesn't work either. Through just really bad judgment, he misses and he blows himself up. And then Blueberry guy ends up in hospital, and then Pepperoni Man saves the day.
Does Pepperoni Man have like a sidekick floss boy or anything?
Not right now, no. Well, he's working on book 2. He's developing the next book.
How
So
many pages is this book?
this book is like 10. It's a 10-page book,
Wow,
but
it's
it's
a lot
got
of action for
yeah,
10 pages.
yeah. It's got like some artwork that Phoenix has done behind the scenes and a little write up on it and stuff like that. So actually, I should send one to you guys. I'll send one
You
out.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
In fact,
I
on the
like
show, he
the-
talks what?
I was gonna say I like the sincerity.
It sounds really. Sounds
Yeah,
really, very imaginative.
it's pulling a crowd. I bought him a t-shirt. Every convention we've been to, up after the first one we went to, all the organizers of the thing are like, "Oh, we're looking forward to Pepperoni Man." That's one. They're really getting into it, so it's great. Here's me trying to hawk Gary Grillo. And
Yeah, they're
like,
pushing you
he's
aside
right,
for Pepperoni.
Yeah. I'm like, oh well,
Well, see, your son's off to the right start. He did it all himself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically,
so
yeah.
So money out. Boom, make it $20.
The only thing I helped him with was just the lettering and just getting the book put together. Like that was it. So he's done
You
everything.
paid to get it published, I assume.
Yeah.
And you're taking your cut out of the money.
No, I'm not actually. He's just taking the whole. He's taking all profits.
Hey, you gotta set a better deal, man.
Yeah. I know. It's like Elvis and the Colonel. He's the Colonel.
So, do you have any advice for us to be getting ready to launch into a con ourselves in a month?
I think the best advice I can give, and there's a lot of creators that I talk to at these conventions. They always hand me down wisdom. They're wise words of wisdom. They always say, just go in with no expectations, and just have fun, network with people, meet people, chat to people, and just spread the word of what you're trying to power squared.
Yeah,
that's the best thing to do. Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna walk away and go, well, that romance writer sold made $1,000, and and this person made 2,000 just off of fan art. Like, it's just like,
yeah. I think we're going to be an not artist alley, small press.
Yeah.
So
small press.
Yeah,
okay, so dedicated people will hopefully.
We have an
through
8-foot table, and we
right.
have,
Oh, 8 foot. I've only got a 6 foot.
Well,
wow, you've got a bit more real estate.
We
Wow.
paid off.
Yeah.
And so we have to buy everything.
Yeah.
We had to buy
Did you have to?
tablecloth.
Yeah. So do you have to hire the table and the chairs,
The table is provided. I think they provide 2 chairs, but we're taking our own.
Right.
It was the LA Convention Center. It was like $300 to rent a chair for 3 days or something like that. And the guy was telling me you could buy your own for a lot less, and so we did that. And it's all this putting it together for the first buying a rack for the comic books and buying the comic books and
buying an external power supply.
Yeah, we have 2 external power supplies.
That's
all this stuff just to so it makes like we should do another one to help pay it off.
Yeah. That's the thing. It sort of racks up, doesn't it? Yeah.
We got it was
fun.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just interested how you set your table out. Like at every convention I went to, I sort of I kind of feel maybe I'm a bit too busy on my table. There's a bit too much going on, which may detract people away. I don't know.
We actually set it up last weekend just to sort of get an idea of
dry run. Yeah.
And
awesome.
So we have our rack of books on one side and the trades on another side, and we're just trying to figure out. We have some stickers, and we're hoping to maybe sell on magnets with the old logo on them, but and we have some trading cards we could give away and business cards, and so we're hoping.
Have you tried this trick? One guy, I haven't tried it yet. One comic guy told me that you should put a jar at the front of your table and surround it with things you want to give away, and just say to people, throw a gold coin or some sort of coin in there and take a card or a sticker. And he was telling me that he made a good amount of money just doing that. Just as a little game type thing. I don't know. I haven't tried it myself.
But we're hoping to, it's 3 days, and
3 days. Wow.
Yeah. Friday,
That's
Saturday,
good.
Sunday, and we're actually
make sure you don't get exhausted.
and we're also doing a panel on Sunday.
Nice. What's your panel talking about?
Well, it's talking about books like ours. It's a
Right.
panel that we did a couple years ago at LA Comic Con. As a matter of fact, we weren't tabling; we just managed to get a panel done,
Oh wow. Yeah.
and it's called Under the Radar. A look at comic books you might not have heard of because
Right.
and we're again 2 years later still part of that. You've never heard of us.
Yeah.
And we found a couple other people to be on it, and we got John Barber to moderate it for us.
Okay.
Last time I moderated it, which was kind of hard to talk about your own stuff when you're asking yourself a question. But
Yeah. Right. Right.
so John Barber,
that's-
he was the editor at IDW and things like that.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still shocked. He's driving up from San Diego to moderate this
Wow.
panel for us. Yeah.
Oh, just for you
Just
guys.
for
like,
us, yeah.
yeah.
That's-
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
The pull we have no. No, he's just being really nice. I'm still
that's
shocked
beautiful.
he's doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But that's
yeah.
great.
So we're kind of I think we're kind of nervous about it. We still have a couple of things we still have to buy, like the dolly to bring stuff in and out.
Yeah. I've got one of them that I use. Yeah, definitely. Just to wheel things in and out. And,
We bought a little table that we could have behind us if we wanted to ever eat or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
How does it work over there? Do you take cash payments and card payments? Is it both?
Well, I
you
still
do, or-
I still have to finish doing the card payment thing, but yeah, I'd like to if it was just cash.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But there's a reason at conventions you see a lot of tables with like square readers.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah,
a square,
I've got a square reader that I use.
yeah, I have to set it up all the. What is your receipt gonna look like and all that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a million steps, but yeah, I should do that this weekend. Get that out of the way, and then I think I need to
Yeah.
make sure I have a reseller's license.
Oh, do you have to have right?
I
Okay.
think so. I'd rather. It's nothing to get it, but I'd just rather have it than.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know if they're required or not. I don't know.
Do they require you to have things like insurance for your table and stuff like
No.
that? Over
No.
here in Australia, they do for some
Oh.
odd reason. Yeah.
No.
Just in case someone paper cuts themselves and
Oh.
sues you for 20 million or something.
Yeah, we still don't even know where it's going to be. We haven't gotten the hey, here's your table.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Wow. No map or anything. No,
Yeah.
no.
So we don't know. Yeah, that's still coming. It's a
Yeah.
little. I mean, I like LA Comic Con is honestly a step down from like WonderCon or Comic Con.
Right.
And that was kind of funny is I got an email from WonderCon saying, "Hey, you haven't applied for a table this year." I was like, "Okay."
Oh right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I applied last year, and as I say,
Didn't get it.
there were empty booths, but we weren't selected. And
Huh.
so it kind of felt a little like, hey, But so this time they had reached out to us to say, hey, you haven't asked for a table yet.
Beautiful.
So we'll see
Yeah.
if that happens. So we filled that out. We won't know until October, and that's not until March. of
Yeah,
next year.
right.
So it
So
gives us a lot of
it's
time
just
to panic.
A lot of time to. No, I think that's a good thing that you guys are doing that just to get the word out. And,
Well,
talk to
yeah,
people.
I think we were really gun ho, and then COVID hit, and that kind of took
Yeah,
the wind out of our sails.
It's funny. Just a big for me. It's funny with my books, selling wise. Angry Squad 1 and Angry Squad 2. I sell a few of them per convention, but I've got a book called the Fred and Gary Volume 1 book, and it's like the Instagram jokes, like the dad jokes.
Yes.
I've made a compilation of that. That thing goes through the roof,
Really?
especially with the older generation,
Ah.
because it's full of really bad dad jokes.
Yes, I have.
And like really older guys are like, oh, this is great, I'm a dad, and I taught my kid how to do dad jokes. It's just I ended up signing them, and it's just funny. And it's funny because Gary, it's got Gary on there. There's either someone who knows a Fred, is a Fred, knows a Gary, or is a Gary, and it just attracts them to the table. And
Hey, Gary,
they,
come over
like,
this.
it's like it's you. Yeah,
There's a
you
joke
look
book.
like a gorilla. Yeah.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
Be fun if a gorilla comes over.
Yeah.
And your Kickstarter is the
Gary Gorilla.
is
yeah.
you're delivering?
It's fulfilled. Yeah, everything's been shipped. So
Okay.
all the books have been shipped out at the start of the week.
Okay.
This week.
I haven't gotten mine yet, so I assume that.
No, it's in the mail. It's
yeah. I say that about checks all the time. It's in the mail.
Royalty checks.
Yeah.
No, it's in the mail. That was a bit of a process just to get done because the printer that I was using here in Australia was quite busy, like everyone is now these days, and the books literally arrived the day before I had to go to my last convention in Queensland. And I was like, I couldn't pack them up, and then literally the day after we came back from that convention, we were hitting the road to go to the cafe. So yeah, it was basically staying up all night just to get these books done because I didn't really want to carry them in my caravan because it's just too much weight, but ended up having to do that anyway, and I had to go get plastic sleeves randomly from some random guy in the middle of nowhere. And at night we were just packing them and just getting them out to the post office. But yeah.
So when you sell a comic book at a convention, do you put it in a sleeve for them, or you just say, "Here you go"?
No, this is something I was talking about with my wife the other day. Like we have the books at the front of the table, and like there's a copy that they can flip through, and then they're just sitting there, not in the sleeves, and people just take them that way. But we're thinking moving. I'm going to do one in Sydney in November for 2 days, and I'm thinking of sleeving copies, like have them look at it, and then go, if you want it, here's a sleeved copy. But the thing with that is, some people do ask me to sign it, so. It means opening up and pull it out and sign it. But, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Not sure what the best way is to do that.
Yeah. We haven't really, I don't think we're planning on sleeving them.
Yeah.
No. It's like, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never, if I buy a comic book at a convention, I've never got anything more. I've never gotten a bag. Here you go. Bye.
We usually bring our own bags and boards for comics.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got bags that I give to people, and I put prints with them. Like I've had a lot of prints, like A5 prints left over from my Kickstarter, like Angry Fred, Gary Griller, and so forth, and I just give them that with the book as well. So,
yeah, we have a little sticker that if you buy a certain book, we'll give you.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, just little add-ons like that help. Yeah. But yeah.
So you're not giving up so your next Kickstarter is going to be for this other series you're starting.
Yeah, it's the Bushranger. What is it called? The 5 Revolvers. It's like it's a Bushranger sort of multiverse type story where I take a bunch of Australian Bushrangers, 4 different Bushrangers: Ned Kelly, Ben Hall, Captain Underpants, Captain Thunderbolt.
Maybe quit the multiverse.
I might have a few licensing problems there. Captain Thunderbolt and Mad Dog Morgan. I've done a lot of research on their history and stuff, and I'm gonna put them all together, bring them all together into one room, and put them into the future to save the world and create their own multiverse. And they've got it looks
like there's like an alien woman or something.
There is. Yeah, this alien woman comes from the future and comes back and recruits them all to team up.
And she picks what are basically gangsters to save the world. So.
Basically, as everyone does in in the movies,
bad guys to go.
Yeah, let's pick the bad guys to do their dirty work, like Suicide Squad or something.
I was thinking like Suicide Squad.
Okay. So for people that may not, who are watching it here, a Bushranger is sort of like Billy the Kid.
It's an outlaw, yeah, an outlaw. Yeah, it's funny. At one of the last convention I was at, a young guy came over. I think he was autistic. And I didn't pick up on it at the start. I was like, oh, okay. And he kept telling me about Jesse James and how Jesse James got assassinated and just all the folklore around it. He went on for like half an hour telling me who did it. Then he started talking about Abraham Lincoln and slavery and abolishing all that as well. So I was like getting schooled like for half an hour. I was like, here, you have a sticker.
You were an American history major, weren't you? So.
I was.
Yeah.
I was like, I already know all this, but anyway, it's all good.
You can run into some.
It was nice. It was cute.
Yeah.
That's
good. Yeah. So, and what prompted him to launch into that?
He saw. I actually saw a book. So I've got a 10-page book It's more like a 20-page book with behind the scenes stuff. It's called it's called The Bulletproof Bushranger, a Ned Kelly story.
Okay, this is
I
something
put
you
that
did
into
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is something I did before, and I just have it there because in Australia, everyone thinks they're related to Ned Kelly somehow.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, there's Uncle Ned, but I don't. It could be like 100 times removed. It's just that everyone
You got
thinks that.
around.
Yeah, so that kind of sells okay-ish, but this young kid saw it and he was like, oh, I learned about this, and then he started going to the American side of things. I was like, oh wow, that's cool. Yeah.
Is American Western lore like that known pretty well in Australia?
Yeah, like Jesse James and all those
Okay.
guys. Billy the Kid. Yeah. Like I grew up watching things like Tombstone and Young Guns. So I know they're not obviously historically accurate or anything like that, but
no, they are. Yeah, I've heard that like not everybody in the West carried a gun, and you get the idea that they're all just like dripping with bullets, all the time.
Yeah, the Wild West, like Wild West movies, like John Wayne, like Henry Fonda, all that sort of stuff. Like the older generation here, grew up on all that and watching them at the movies. Like, so it's big. It's big here. Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious because after Ned Kelly, there's not a lot of name recognition with the other ones.
No.
We don't pay attention to Australia like they pay attention to us.
We are far away.
So you're gonna do this Kickstarter at some point in the future.
I will. I'm one of the things that I'm working on. Like here in Australia, you can apply for government funding. And I applied for this funding application where it's called Match Lab. So if I'm successful with my application, I sort of put forward what I wanted to do. I want to do this bushranger thing. This is how much it's going to cost. Blah blah blah. The budget. All this. What I've done in the past. What I'm doing. Convention wise and all that. And so if I'm successful with that, I get to go to Melbourne for a 2-day workshop, and they'll sit us down and they'll sort of look at other crowdfunding strategies and how we can sort of better, what we do. And then from there, if that's successful, what they'll do when I launch my Kickstarter, my crowdfunding Kickstarter, I'll set a price, I'll set a target, say of whatever it is, and if it's successful, they'll match every dollar for dollar for that. So. So that will, obviously double that.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty
fingers
good.
crossed. Yeah. So there's little incentives like that that pop around here.
We should move to Australia.
Yeah, but it's funny, like, because over in the United States, you guys, to me, there's a lot of pop culture and movies and TV and all that sort of stuff. Where here, it's they have to use the government to fund these things, to make TV shows and movies, basically. Is
a lot of stuff there Australian centric as far as the shows and stuff?
Yeah, well, did you hear recently we had NCIS Sydney that has been made? I always joked about that when I saw is it NCI? No, CSI. Sorry, CSI. Is it CSI?
No, there's
NCIS.
Naval Investigation, NCIS.
Yeah, because I always just joked when they used to have the spin-offs for those shows. I'm like, there's going to be NCIS one day. I was like, that's never going to happen, but it happened recently.
There was some other show about police investigations, and they did one in Vegas and all these.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like CSI Miami.
CSI.
Oh yeah.
There's NCIS and CSI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, we have a lot of shows here that are very Australian. There's totally Australian.
Which is
not Bluey, but that's interesting.
Yeah. We've already talked about how great Bluey is. So you're going to then launch into another. Are you still going to do the video editing when you run the cafe, or?
We're still working that out. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't given notice yet to my work, so we'll just. They've basically said to me, take a week off, to see how it goes, and then report back. So they don't want. They're open. No, they're very open. They just don't want to get rid of me or leave. See me go. Not get rid of me.
I would think it'd be kind of. I mean, with the rest, so the story is you're gonna take over a cafe.
Yeah.
And
so my wife is going to be running it and taking it over, and I'm going to be there, obviously helping and supporting that as well. So
you want to tell us where it is and what it's called? And
yeah. So it's called Saltwood Cafe. If you go to saltwoodcafe.com,
okay,
you'll see the website.
Saltwood.
It's in a little coastal community called Kyola on the south coast of New South Wales, near the beach. Really nice sort of big open plan cafe that on Thursday, Friday nights they would serve pizza, do pizza pasta night, and cocktails, that sort of thing. And then during the week, it's obviously breakfast and lunch. So anything from, well, what's planned, anything from fancy avocado on toast or poached eggs through to I don't know, granola bowls, big breakfast, that just the whole range of.
So you're gonna be open from breakfast through dinner?
Maybe only on Thursdays and Fridays. So
Okay.
Julie's got some Thursdays planned for live entertainment.
Wow.
So that sort of thing every week. So local artists will come in, play a song. You guys should come down and sing something.
Oh, sure.
Just,
we don't explain. Does this have? Do you have a cook already there, or is this?
Yeah. So we're in the hiring process at the moment of doing that. So we're doing a soft opening from the 16th of September, where it's literally just served takeaways and sandwiches and bacon and egg rolls to begin with. And then after the week after that, then it's like, fully sort of all systems go, busy into the busy holiday period. So,
what's the holiday period?
So here in Australia, so end of September, so from October, there's a long weekend that we have that's quite busy. There's a lot of school holidays, and then November, there's school holidays, but so the end of November it sort of wraps up here in Australia for school,
right? It's summer. Summer
starts, and then it starts going into the hotter weather, and then Christmas rolls around, and then it just gets ridiculously busy into the new year. So
sounds good. So this is a new venture for you. Do you own it, or are you just running it for somebody?
No, we're leasing it off the owners. So the story is when I talked to you guys last time, I was behind the cafe parked up, talking to you, but Julie was working there. And she worked there for a good 6 months, and the owners just basically adopted her like, a daughter.
Right.
They're really, really impressed with what she was doing and how well she sort of helped and helped run it. And literally probably a couple of days before we left, they were like, what do you think about, like, coming back and managing this place and taking over, and just we'll work something out, we'll sign up a lease, we'll work, we'll do a contract up and all that. So we're like, oh, okay, we'll have a think about it. And we thought, it's an opportunity, let's go do it. So we're gonna, and it's good for Julie because she's done it before, she thrives in the environment. She just it's good for her. So she's got a lot planned, a lot of changes to put forward.
And I guess Phoenix will go to like a regular school then?
I'm probably going to be more of a stay-home dad.
Okay.
So I'm going to take over the homeschooling part of things. He does a lot of online learning as well. So I've got him enrolled in sort of online learning too.
Do you not want him to be in a public school?
Probably not at this stage. No, we're just going to continue to do what we do with that. So
all right. Okay, well, at some point we'd like you to do a show from the cafe.
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, no, I think it'd be kind of fun. So when you have your Kickstarter, you could do it from there. I don't know, that'd be kind of fun.
No, that would be fun. Yeah, if you ever come down, just please come visit.
Well, trust me, we'll be staying with you. I'd be kind of
There's a nice beach across the road. I don't know if you like the beach, but the beach is great. And, nice carrot. There's a nice sort of tourist park thing you can stay at. So
you're putting us up. I'm just saying.
I'll get you
just so you know, we're not staying somewhere. I'm staying with you. So I guess we should talk a little bit about Powers Squared, which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons we had you on the show.
Yes.
We actually talk about our stuff for a change.
Yes, please do.
So you've read the last, I guess. I assume you've been reading it all along. Anyway, but for sure.
I haven't Dribs and Drabs. Like, apologize, but I've read mostly. A couple of days ago, I read 22 and
3, which has not come out yet.
No, I feel very
And
privileged
then
and honored.
you read 20 and 21.
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tell me what I can talk about.
Well, I mean,
I've got some things written down actually. I don't know if I can talk about them. I should have maybe run it by you first, like did a veto on it. But,
well, I guess we don't want to give away like if there's a twist too much or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
I don't think these things are like I've got
Okay.
a question here. I've got a few questions. So
Right.
in I think it's issue 22.
okay.
There's something where Eli and Marty they save someone at the
Yes,
start.
yes.
Yep, right. And they're getting quite popular, and they
Yeah.
run away. And then one of them says, "I wonder if this is what it felt like to be a beetle."
I think that was your.
But is this a little Easter egg thing for the love of the Beatles? Is that like,
Well,
oh, yeah.
I wear that on a on my sleeve.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
the line was actually Paul's.
Oh, okay.
I think it
No?
was.
Right.
Yeah, it was fine. But it was just them being chased. I think it was more of
Yeah,
that,
just more of that.
And that's
So-
sort of that, I'm sure the Beatles were able to walk down the street without being chased everywhere.
Well, I don't know. Maybe,
Well,
don't
I
know.
mean, I don't know. I mean, I think we all think in our heads it's all like the beginning of A Hard Day's Night with it running for their
Yeah,
lives.
they're running through the streets, being mauled. Yeah.
Um,
But the follow-up line from the other boy is like, "A free muffin would have been nice, though."
yeah.
Does that mean anything, or is it just
No,
like
no,
a-
no. It was just like
oh,
they're at the coffee house, the
Oh,
coffee
right,
shop.
okay.
Yeah, free muffin would have been nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not in. There's no innuendo in there.
Okay, no. It's just like-
And it's not a reference to Muffin from Bluey or anything.
well, it could be.
I don't think we actually had watched Bluey when we wrote this because he's been around for a while.
I guess the real answer is it's not that deep.
We're pretty simple. But it's actually funny. The one guy that we get to review our comic books made it. I think kind of acted like they don't like the attention or something, which is I think it was
Right.
just being
Just
I think
Yep.
it was just sort of I
playing into that. Yeah. Okay. I was this is maybe just like looking at the backgrounds as well, like in the dorm room of the boys. On their shelves, they have certain like toys or things that they collect. Is my eyes deceiving me on one of the shelves? Is it a Totoro from Ghibli Studios?
Huh. It's possible.
It's been a while since I looked at this.
Yeah. We don't read our own.
Sorry, I put you guys on the spot. And there's a robot, a red,
here
like
it
a red robot as
Yeah,
well.
that.
I think,
Yeah,
character.
picture.
There could be.
Yeah. This is they actually live with their uncle, and this is the
Yes.
bedroom they share, not their dorm
Yep.
room. But that I guess that's probably something that our artist snuck in on us.
Yeah. Yes, I can. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was Rachel.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And the I don't want to give too much away. Like the parents are very. This is what I wanted to ask. The parents of the boys,
Yes.
are they based on you and your wife?
No. Yes,
they look
we're
like
secret
you, yeah.
agents, and I have a feeling that Rachel drew them to look like me. And she doesn't want my, I don't. I mean, I think that was me. I'm
Yeah.
the oldest person she knows. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's not that's not Nancy or anything like that. It's not based on
Right,
us.
okay.
It was just sort of, I think it was based on an idea that we've had around for a while about if their parents were doing something like we're kind of like hunting them in a way. And
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we find that a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of astounded. Like it made me feel very icky inside that the parents were so nasty and just like very.
Yeah, that's,
Like,
that's based on
untrustworthy.
me. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Yeah, well, we were trying to make them be not very likable people.
Yeah,
And they're more,
just the lead up though, with when they're like everybody all the people that the boys talk to, like their friends at college, and then the girlfriends as well, like in the parents of the girlfriends, and even the uncle. It's like, oh, I was like, wow, what's these? Well, these people must be a piece of work. Like,
yeah.
I was waiting when they rocked up, and then I was like, oh, don't want to give too much away, but like then who they're working for as well was like, okay, I see, right.
Yeah, that was.
But then it posed another question.
Okay.
One of the boys asked the uncle, like, what do our parents actually do for the government? And the uncle's like sitting there thinking. There's a thought bubble, and it shows us the Pentagon.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't think he knows either.
He doesn't know either. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just
okay.
Yeah, it's they work. Yeah, and part of it is the boys have been sort of estranged from their parents, raised by nannies, raised by family, and the parents are off doing this, secret government stuff, and not really, there for the PTA meetings or whatever.
Yeah.
But kind
okay.
of, but still want to have kind of their thumb on the boys, which I think comes across. So.
Yeah, no, it certainly does. I was just kind of interested as well, like the whole angle of like the boys not telling the parents about their girlfriends, like.
Well, I think they were afraid of them being judged by them. So
right.
Much. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Because they're not good enough. No one's good enough for their boys, kind of thing.
Right. Okay. And what about the watch?
Well, that's a callback to the first issue.
Right. Okay.
Where Instructor Mo, as I'm sure remember, was wearing as a way of checking if someone has presents superpowers.
And is that? Can I talk about like something in their blood? Is that?
It's the Veribus compound that Dr. Atlas believes that people who have superpowers have that as sort of a result of having the superpowers.
Right.
And he wants to try to synthesize it and weaponize it and give other people superpowers.
Okay. So from that's the story. So, but the parents think it's more so just to try and not weaponize it. Is that they're on
the look for people that have that. That's why they have those watches on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And part of the story, without giving it away, is they get a reading off the wrong person.
Yes, they do. Yep. I do. But so at the end of issue 22, where Dr. Atlas is talking to the parents, and there's another lady in the room.
Instructor Miller.
Yeah. There's a bit of like, how can I say? There's a bit of like Dr. Atlas is not wanting to tell them truth, I'm assuming, but the parents are oblivious to what. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
right, I get it. Yeah, it's just a very awkward moment. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Just trying to recall the other. Oh no. Yeah. I'm jumping issues. Sorry.
That's fine. We should hopefully be able to answer questions about it.
Yeah. Gosh, what else did I have? There's something that the father uses in issue 23. It's like a gun type laser thing. Has that appeared somewhere before? Or?
Yes, obviously. Yeah. It's sad, but yes, it's appeared more than once.
Right.
Actually.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Is there anything else you want me to talk about, like in regard to the?
No, I guess. I mean, you didn't like the parents, which is the whole point.
Yeah.
And this is
this
is the watch device you're talking about. Okay,
yeah, the watch device. There's one thing that the is it Mocha? Mocha.
Mocha.
Yeah. Mocha. Yeah, like the coffee.
Yes. Very good.
Yes. Yeah. Who sort of rocks up randomly, like out of the blue into the boys' rooms. There's the whole thing of her. I thought was kind of neat. Like she was wanting to just do it normally, going through the door, but she kept doing it very stealthily, transporting herself into the room.
she's been doing that for a few issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and so they were trying to say you can't do that. Uncle
Yeah.
Brian is somehow totally oblivious to the fact that she just pops in there.
Right, right. But does Uncle Brian knows that she has that ability? Is that right or no?
No,
Oh, she
No.
doesn't. Oh, okay.
it's a
right.
secret. He doesn't know they
Right.
have powers either.
Oh, they right. Okay, so that's just answered a bunch of questions for me. Cool. Okay.
Zip! Come on.
I'm so sorry.
Scrabble up, throw it away. Like,
Well, one thing I really liked in issue 23, I don't know what page it's on. I've got it here.
one thing you like.
It's after the party that they throw for the parents, and there's just a black panel at the top, and it's like obviously dark, and then one of the boys turns the light on in their room, and Mocha's obviously there. I thought that was kind of a really cool, visually that's a cool little just transition moment.
Yeah.
I hope I'm sorry I'm saying the right thing here. Like,
Yeah, no, it's fine.
yeah,
I forgot I wrote that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
This page.
Yeah, that there. Yeah. Oh, one of the, yeah. I think that there's another one as well. Yeah, there's two. Yeah.
We occasionally use a black panel as sort of as a transition.
For those of you
Yeah.
watching, that's all you got.
It would have taken a while to draw that up. Yeah. No. But yeah, I'm always impressed though with your lettering in this, where they're talking to each other telepathically.
Yeah, telepathically.
Yeah, telepathically.
That was Trevor's little invention.
Because I remember reading the other issues that it was just between the boys it was red and blue, but now it's got the purple with Mocha as well, which is really neat.
Yeah, we that's been going on. Yeah, Trevor came up with the idea of the color coding them, and we just thought, well, red and blue together make purple. So and then Mocha also has violet eyes.
Yes.
So
it's cool.
Make it more exotic.
Yeah, it sort of plays into her exoticness and otherworldliness, I guess, as well. But I'm just curious, like, how do you come up with things like just the talk, the visual, not the visual, the banter, the talking between, say, the boys and their friends at college, like, because there's a lot of awkward. I noticed when they meet the girlfriends for the first time, there's a lot of awkwardness in that. I'm noticing you're using a lot of, in the artwork, especially using a lot of sweat.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Seems like they're sweating, like.
Until 22, Mocha's never met their friends.
Right.
And so, and because she's not of this world in a way, she's very like, hey, your girlfriend's are a fox. No, I'm a kitsune. She's very literal in some ways. And
literal,
so like, okay.
It's like a fish out of water.
Yeah, a little fish out of water. And she's, they're trying to explain why she's at campus. She has classes.
Why she's there.
But she's known them. Obviously she's known them a long time. Blah blah blah. So.
Why
and she's a little. I mean, obviously she's way older than Marty. Hundreds of years old, but she looks like a slightly older woman than he is. But, that's kind of. And I think some of it, Marty was the first human that she ever had contact with like that, and so she's like, she likes it, and so she likes Marty.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we were trying to we avoided having them, they kind of were around her, but they were unconscious at the time in a previous issue, and so we were just trying to have them actually finally come across and meet.
Okay, awesome. So who's the uncle? Is Uncle based on anyone in particular, or?
Sort of. There was a guy that Trevor was taking art classes from, and up at the local comic book store, and he also played guitar. He had been in a band. He had worked for, was it Jack Kirby or something?
Yeah, he was an assistant to Jack Kirby.
And he had also been in a band, and so he played guitar, and so he was eventually giving Paul guitar lessons, And so we
Wow.
used to refer to them as their fun uncle because their real uncles aren't really that much fun, and so they're fun uncle. And so we're like, well,
Right.
that would be kind of a good person to, he's
Uncle. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's calmed down a lot, but he used to be in the catch and release kind of with girls and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So
Did he have the moustache? Or, yeah. Yeah.
does he have a mustache? Yeah, he has a mustache, but I don't think that was necessarily from him. Does he have a mustache?
No.
No, he doesn't have a mustache.
Okay.
He's got a
Yeah.
beard though.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so yeah, so we were kind of using him, and then there was a guy. Oh man, I feel stupid. He was in all three original Spider-Man movies.
Tobey Maguire.
No,
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
There was a
I know
show.
Bruce Campbell. You just like, who's that guy? Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I know Bruce Campbell.
Well, he was in
Army of Darkness. Like,
yeah. And
Evil Dead,
he was in a show on USA Television here, which something Burn Notice or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that show
Yeah.
religiously
So
with my friend.
yeah, and so we thought he was kind of.
It was in the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. So that's kind of why
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of
Yeah.
Uncle Brian was
I
taken
love
from him
that
as
show.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love that show. It was on a very bizarre time at night here, and I used to watch it all the time. Like, it was just it wasn't.
I watched it a couple of times. I like Bruce Campbell. I've never seen Army of Darkness, but I like him in certain bits, and so he was good for that role. And
yeah,
he's kind of kind of a chill dude, kind of. So kind of going for that.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah, I like the way as well. Like especially in issue, I think it's issue 23. I think I'm looking at the right one. Where when Mocha or like one of the boys goes in to a place to spy on people, they're always obviously transparent, invisible, whatever. But you still see the outline of their color as well. Like you've color coded them so they're in the room.
Yeah.
I found that neat where they have to go and rescue. Well, can I say that? Rescue Jenny? Is it Jenny?
Jennifer. Yeah.
Jennifer. Yeah. But they kind of rescue her and they sort of meddle with the parents.
Yeah. The parents are really excited about.
Yeah. It's
Let's not give too much away of the issue.
Sorry.
And then the final bit and the final twist.
What so this is chapter issue 23. So 22 and 23, when did they come out? Like
22 is already out.
Out? Yeah.
It just came out on Wednesday, this past Wednesday.
Right. So I haven't checked my emails. I've been
that hurts. And then the 23 comes out in December.
December. Okay.
December
So
4th.
what happens after 23? Like I'm looking at the page on the last page of 23 here, and I'm seeing an image of coming soon, and it has someone being
yes.
The skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So after 23, we changed artist. Because Rachel wanted to do something else.
Yeah.
She had done issues from 6 through 23.
Yeah.
So we had a good run with her. And
what's she doing? Is she doing underwater basket weaving or something?
She wants to do children's illustrations.
Fair enough.
Right now, I think she's walking dogs and work.
Yeah, fair enough. That's cool.
Yeah, but she wanted to do something else. And she occasionally does stuff for us. She did some buildings. If you go to the website, to the campus store, store, she drew that. She did the seal of the school. She's
nice.
So yeah, she's very still involved, just not doing it on a monthly basis or weekly, daily, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So we had the colorist Julia Cannon.
That's right.
Had done when we had our signing at Golden Apple, and she was sitting there and she drew this, which is I guess a chibi of Mocha, and I was really impressed by that. So she obviously had some talent, so we let her be the artist. And she's done. She'll have done 4 issues for us, and then we're still kind of there's some delays in getting her going, and we're kind of I would feel behind schedule personally. But, so we had hired Jennifer Moreno to be the colorist.
Right.
And when Julia decided that she couldn't keep up with the pace, Jennifer said, "Well, I'd be interested in trying."
Right.
And so she is supposedly off drawing issue 24, 5, 6, 7, 8. She's off drawing, starting to draw issue 28, which.
Yeah. Can I ask? So how?
So get back to your story. This is the boys decided on their own. I mean, I'll say Paul and Trevor to write their own stories. This is going to be a story that Trevor wrote that involves just Eli.
Right.
And Paul wrote a story that just involves Marty.
This is still Power Square. Yeah. Power Square.
And they take place at the same time. That's the idea.
Right.
And so you see them, because they share powers, they can't do everything they could do because the other one's using the power, kind of thing. And so they wrote these independently or together or whatever. But
this will be in the same book. Is that what you're saying? So
separate books. Actually.
Separate books. Okay.
And then what was 20? Oh, then we have one. If you had read Mocha and Raven, you know that Dr. Atlas gets. He gets sort of not arrested, but he gets sort of exiled. And now that he's back, how did he get back? So we have an issue that's going to explain that.
Okay.
And then we're sort of for the issue 27 is going to be a story that does not involve the boys at all. It's Billy O'Shea and Raven.
Oh, okay.
Are having their own little book, and we're going to call it. I think we're going to call it. We're a little. I'll say, because you did Gary Gorilla, his own little thing, kind of got us thinking about doing something like that. So it's going to be them having their own little adventure, and it's going to be a Power Squared story, but not Power Squared.
Nice. Yeah, a Power Squared original or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So we're
That's great.
finishing work on that, hopefully in the next couple of months, and we switched where Julia will finish drawing it, and then she'll start coloring it, and then Jen will move on just doing the other issue.
So, what's like the deadlines that you sort of try to work towards with the artists and so forth? Because I personally, working with an artist, for me, like with Gary Gorilla, I think I talked previously, I went through 4 different people before I settled on Vicar, who I'm really comfortable working with, and I've got a really good relationship going now. But
our goal is 8 pages a month.
Okay, right.
Drawn.
Yeah.
That has not been a deadline that's been met
as
much as I'd like. And so that's one reason we came to an agreement to make the change. But
okay.
Because I'd like it if we were working on 29 by now, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. And so you don't want to get into specifics or anything, but you're obviously paying them a set thing per page. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, per page.
Right. Yep. Cool.
And so that comes right out of my back pocket every time.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah.
So
goes out and into.
I like to say that someone's made money on this. Everyone's made money on this.
Well, they have. Someone has made money.
Except me.
Except you. Yeah. I know the feeling. Yeah. Everyone's making money except myself. Yeah.
But you get something. It's kind of cool the experience of, hey, this is my book is kind of cool.
My hats off to you guys, just having so many issues and having so many shows as well. That's the consistency is very unique, I think, in this world. Just being consistent is something I don't see a lot of, and I can see it here with you guys. It's wonderful to see. But let me know if you ever need a guest writer. I want to write just like a story on the uncle. We'll call it Funkle.
Well, we can't pay you if you want to write one. Go ahead.
No, I will do it for free. Honestly, I would.
Do you have any questions about 20 or 21?
Oh, back
issues,
then,
issues that have already been out.
I think it was issue 20. I was just still taken aback by that moment where. I think it was the moment where they had the guns in the hallway and someone was about to shoot someone and one of the boys came in front of them and it was really, to me that was high stakes. I can't recall
yeah, well, the whole issue is kind of a little high stakes. That's
it was. And the the explosion and one of the boys
Yeah,
was
well,
in
yeah,
there, and I was
yeah.
like, what's going to happen now? I was like, oh, they really got me. I felt really
Good.
excited. But then I realized, oh, they can fix this.
Well, at the time you don't realize, as you're paging the
Yeah,
pages, like, oh,
yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. We're trying to have a little bit of a, something. Everything looks like it's going great, and then it doesn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like that Hitchcock thing of, suspense, and,
yes, actually, yeah.
you let people peep through the door and get excited, and, around the corner, it's like, ouch.
Yeah, and then we get to,
So,
yeah. So I'm pretty happy with. I mean, I think the artwork is really nice in these issues. And,
they are. It's wonderful artwork. Like, again, it's the consistency as well. You guys have kept that up. Being very persistent and consistent. I admire that. Like, I really do. Like, there's just has to be something said about that. Like, yeah.
well, we're very lucky.
You guys should be picked up by Diamond and be distributed.
Well, we have to have like 1 million people follow us on something.
Do you?
Yeah.
Have
You have to have some, but we talked to a Diamond person at
You did?
Comic Con.
Okay.
It's like, so, do you have, and it's also,
That's interesting.
we talked to another creator who's actually runs a First Comic News. Rick Offenberger was on our show talking about getting his book onto Diamond. You kind of like have to sell your soul if you're a small time.
I've
guy
heard.
to do that.
I've heard that. Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like it's. They're very inviting to little guys, but there are some people that are on. I know there was somebody on. When Artith Merrick was trying to do Kickstarters, there was a guy that publishes through them that is also on Diamond. So, but that's
There's a guy, I don't know how. Do you know a guy called Joey Oliveira? He's from the UK and he does Afterlight comics.
No.
He does a lot of comics that are very much just horror based comics. I don't know how he's done it, but like he's basically, I think he does it full time, and every time he kickstarts, very successful. But he recently signed a Diamond deal, where they've picked up a bunch of his titles, which, yeah, I don't know what, like, there's always the Instagram versus reality type thing, where he shows photos of boxes going out and this, that, and that thing. So I don't know how much of it is, what are the finer details, but it's just sort of very surprising to see something like that.
No, I don't think we're close to being distributed by Diamond.
Well, you guys need to be. I can see this, especially here in Australia. I can see this is in a lot of libraries. Would be good,
Well, we can send you issues down there, and you can get the libraries for us.
Well,
that'd be great.
yeah.
Wow, because we tried that here and tried to approach their old school library, and they were very nice about no.
Oh, okay.
If we gave it to them, they would sell
they'd do
it.
it. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny here in Australia what you do through libraries is, the thing is, it has to be. I don't think it can be like the standalone floppies. I think it has to be like a what do they call it? Like a trade. Yeah. Obviously, it has to have a spine and stuff like that. But I know the process here. You upload it to 2 different catalogs here in Australia, and then libraries are all connected to those. So me as a creator, I can go into random library, and go, I want to set up a book, meet the author type thing. And people will come, and then from there I can say, hey, do you want to buy some copies of my book? Yeah.
I think
and
we
then
could
they
do
stock
something
it.
like that here. We just haven't done that. We are trying to be in libraries digitally.
Yes.
Through Library Pass, which is
you were telling me about this. Yeah.
And one of the issues, so we're going to sell, even though 23 isn't out, we're going to sell it at the show.
Beautiful.
And we're going to sell copies of the trade that is only available digitally.
Yes. Actually, one thing that I noticed that worked for me at the conventions was I did a bundle of some of my books, like, a couple of maybe $2 or $5 cheaper than, if you'd get them all. Yeah. That worked. That worked for me.
No, if somebody wants to buy more than one, we'll make it.
Yeah. All 20 issues,
Well,
20
23,
issues,
that'd be
23, sorry. Yeah.
Give it to you for 115 instead of 115. 20 for the pair of you. No. So we'll see. Yeah. And you'll hope that maybe somebody. I'm hoping because I don't think we're going to sell enough. We don't have enough product to sell to make back the cost of the table. But I'm hoping that maybe we can get people to sign up for the newsletter because you get a free issue if you sign up for the newsletter. So that's kind of my hope is that we let's get that, and then we have more than just the same.
Same sort of people on there.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, our newsletter gets opened by like 40% will open it.
That's pretty good. That's not too bad.
No, but it's like, and then that's it. They open it. And
that's it's probably me
it.
on my multiple email accounts. No, I'm joking.
Well, we're part of that. I think we have like four accounts to get it. So
but 40% is great. I think like 20%. If you're doing 20% open rate, that's the like on an email. It's like good.
Well, we're trying to, as I say, we do it once. We do a bark if there's some, like when the issue came out, we put out the bark.
The bark, the bark, right.
Which is sort of.
Oh man, I feel like we should create a software platform that connects to a show of some sort where we can give people special deals on our comic books and change the world. But I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work.
We don't. I mean, so when someone. Like we don't have this is the first time I've had some printed versions of some of these issues because there's no place to sell it, So we'll see. I mean, it'd be really cool if they all sold out, but I really don't think that's going to happen. But
I know that's the thing. I was talking to a bunch of the novelists at this last convention. Like they were like, oh, we want to, our dream is to come here and sell all these books so we don't have too much weight to go back home with. The car's not weighed down or the plane ride's not weighed down. But it's always the case.
The guy that runs Indie Planet, Barry Gregory, or one of the people that runs it. What?
I've talked to one of them over email once before.
And I saw him at Comic-Con a couple years ago. So I reached out to him saying, we're going to table at LA Comic-Con, and I'm asking you not as the guy that would print the books, but as somebody that would sell them. Like, how many should we have? And he's like, he didn't sell very much when he was there, apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it was sort of like, oh, okay, that's what 5 seems like
5 seems like a good number. I can tell. I can tell you, every convention I've been to, I've averaged somewhere between 15 to 20 books, but that's not. That's what I've done each little convention that I've been to here. It's not. It hasn't been many though, right? It's very.
And I have no idea where we are going to be. And who's going to be around us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So.
But you could use the line. Like I was watching all these romance writers, and they're like, every time someone walked by, they go, "Do you like romance?" Like they'd say that.
Well, we could try that.
You could try it. Do you like
romance? Oh well,
we don't have any, but hey, come on. There's romance in issues 2020.
There's romance in there eventually.
I've been trying everything. I've been trying lines of do you like comic books? What did you read when you were a kid? Trying to just I like your T-shirt.
Do you sell T-shirts at your shows?
I tried it once. Just to see. I had a bunch of T-shirts left over for some Kickstarters that I did. And I sold one.
We decided that I want to be able to say we have T-shirts available, and we actually have samples that we bought, different sizes, but we're not going to actually sell them at the show. But if someone actually buys it, they can get a discount. And I made sure they're all $20.
The thing I had with that was I felt like I had to display it on a bust, like a mannequin or something, or just have it hung up just so it you can visually see it. You've got
we bought little S hooks. I think there's PVC pipe behind us. We hook it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have that. I just had them on tables and wasn't really that prepared for that. But
well, we wanted to at least make it. If you really like it, you can buy it. But I don't want to have extra large. Let me say I got 6 of those.
Yeah, that's the thing with t-shirts. It's pretty tricky, especially here in Australia. They're hard to that cost-wise to get them printed in smaller runs. It's just it's not cost-effective.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just
So I
yeah.
made sure they were all certain, you know, they're
Yeah.
all $20 and you get
Yeah.
15% off. So it's like
Yep.
$3.
Yeah,
off,
that's
but-
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they have to shipped. But
Yeah.
it's going to be a very
I'm-
interesting experience for us.
I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes. Yeah.
We're
I wish
actually
you guys all the best.
we're actually going to try to do a podcast from the floor.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
And I'm hoping that Julia will kind of also be on it, because then she could, if it fails, then she can
Yeah,
continue
then she
on,
can take
you know.
over. Yeah. 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 Oh,
but,
that's awesome.
Yeah. But we're hoping to try to. What the hell? How often are we at a convention for us?
What?
You know, not
Yeah, that'd be fun. You could get random people walking by.
or maybe the people in the booth next to us, or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
So it should be fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I guess I'll say thanks for being on the show.
No, it's all right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll have you back whenever your Kickstarter. When's your Kickstarter happening?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm still
This year,
probably
next year. Or...
till the end of the year, I'd say. I'm just
Okay.
waiting on this government grant thing to come through, and then we'll go from there. So,
Okay. Well, hopefully that works out for you.
yeah.
And maybe you can give us some trade secrets you learned from the seminar.
I hope so. I hope so.
Because we could use whatever secrets. I'd like to do a Kickstarter next year. I wanted to do one this year, but we didn't get the books ready. But I'd like to try to do one next year.
Yeah.
Kinda
Oh,
raise some money.
let me know. I'll be there supporting it and
Oh, yeah.
spreading the word. Yeah.
We're gonna sell little gorilla figures. I'm kidding.
I've got a heap here if you want them.
No, I'm looking forward to getting mine.
Yeah, it's in the mail.
Yeah.
It's I put it in there, so
Yeah,
you'll
okay, that should
definitely
be
get
fun.
that. Yeah.
All right. Well, so thanks again for being on the show, Lucas.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
If you're watching us on YouTube later and you like this, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment below. Comment.
260.
Sure.
Because this is our 260th. And if you leave a comment, I think you'd be the first person. Okay, so until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And you've been on the air with Power Squared.